into some, not stocks, but SPX and possibly DGI or NASDAQ, depending on. I'll probably look at NASDAQ because DGI and SPX are like moving very, very similarly, and NASDAQ is actually exploding. Anyways, back to the topic at hand, Bitcoin. So the few things that I wanted to note that I am pretty positive about is the fact from this high point, we made what seems like a very valid leading diagonal. And I cannot not assume this is a leading diagonal until it's invalidated. This is one of the cleanest wedging diagonals I've seen in a while. And there's really no other way you could break this point up. I've seen some way traders try to say that this is A, B, C, or W, X, Y. Well, it doesn't work. Why? It could be an ABC if A, B, and then this formed a a diagonal like that, but it didn't do that. It could have been C if these two both mimic each other in time, but we did this thing, made a new low, so that also doesn't fit. Could be a C if, it could be a WXY if Y was just that, but then we did this and made a new low. So it doesn't make sense for any of those corrective patterns there. The only thing that makes sense to me is that this is some sort of leading diagonal. Right, we got a lot of time. This is all the way up till probably next. I think this is into next year right here. Let's just double check that real quick. Ooh, right before the new year. That is crazy. And let's see here. Let's see. Oh, 5 hour. Sorry. Stream stopped. Hold on. Live stream is lagging. Let me cancel exit some things real quick. Let me close out of some things. Let me close out of this entire browser here. Let's close out of this browser as well. I'm only gonna leave up. Oh, I know exactly. Hold on. I know why. I know why we're lagging. I know why. My VPN's on. Hold on. Hold on. My VPN's on. That is why we're lagging. Give me a sec. Okay. So, testing. Are we back? OBS said we reconnected. Just making sure we reconnected. Someone give me a shout in the group, in the chat box. And we'll continue on this journey. And saying my stream is now full green. We got full green stream bars here. So just let me know if you guys are seeing this on your side that we're working pretty good. 60 frames per second. On my side, it looks like we're pretty good. I'll begin as soon as someone gives me the okay that we're not lagging anymore. The stream has stopped. And I'll actually exit out of that as well. Alright, I'm just going to believe that it fixed the issue, so we're going to go. People are in. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to pop up on my phone so I can see what. Alright, I'm gonna believe that this is working now. Let me pop up the chat box. I think the chat box froze as well. So give me a sec. I'm sorry for this. It's been a while. I forgot how to turn off my VPN. VPN fucks it up for some reason. Okay, pop out. Alright, got the chat back. Alright, chat box is back. I see y'all. What's up? Timothy Hall from Australia. Anyways, sorry for that. Again, my VPN, for some reason when I have my VPN on, it causes OBS to lag like a motherfucker. So let's begin. Let's continue. So, like I said, one thing I'm pretty adamant about until it's invalidated is that this is a leading diagonal, and I'm at least going to get a move of similar degree at some point on the other side of whatever the hell is happening in the center point of this. Now the question is when, and where is it going to happen? That is now left to the imagination and just patience and stuff like that. In my opinion, a few other things that are very stand out to me is that this is a three-way pattern that was very similar in terms of time degree of this. And that's why at first I thought we were going to get a quick A, B, and then a C here. But then that didn't happen. We held the range here. Held that range here, right? We held this range here. And so that made me believe that, okay, since these are of similar time degrees, this must be held within some gigantic corrective phase. And the reason why I thought that is because if this was going to be of the same degree and actually the same pattern, it would have broken that low, like I said, but we didn't do that. We held the swing low, and therefore this was internally moved. This move right here was internally based. So I'm thinking this is going to be an A, B, and a C. What happens in this middle here, I'm not exactly sure. It's left to the imagination, but the few other things that we're going to is dive in deeper now as we keep going deeper and deeper into this process. Let's go to my lower time frame chart real quick. Let's go. Boop. Okay. Set. Let's go to the hourly. So here's that three-wave pattern that I said is of that other degree. Here's that initial move to the downside. This is 3 waves. I see some people online calling this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't necessarily like that, just because how vastly different 2 and 4 are. They could be different, and it's often that you should look for differences in time, but they shouldn't be that different. This is way like 4 times the difference of this little move here, and that is just not. That's not what you look for. The max I'll ever allow is like 2. Typically, is that within that 1/3 range. So I don't like that for an impulse. I don't like that. So for someone to say this is A, B, C, and this is some other corrective phase, I'm not really with that. Prove me wrong first. So when I dive into this move here, let's go right here. This is our initial impulsive move to the downside, and now we're in some weird-ass corrective phase. That's why it's been so choppy, so back and forth. All these crazy wicks and volatile moves in both directions. It's because we're in some gigantic corrective phase. If we're impulsively moving, we'll just be creating higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, or lower lows, and lower highs. It wouldn't be all this weird choppy stuff like this. This is what I expect in a corrective phase. So when I look at this, it's very deep in this. Like how many degrees we are deep in this. So this is why it's very difficult for a lot of people to keep track of, especially for novice alleyway traders and stuff like that, because it's a lot to label and keep track of. But it's still very simple. It's very, very simple in regards to what we're trying to see here. Everything's a flat. Everything's basically a flat. So it's just trying to figure out puzzle pieces to get us to those points that of our high certainty, like this point here, that point here, and this point here. Okay, let's dive in. Let's go here. So if we're kind of lost here, this is a 1 degree, right? And I'm gonna expect this move on the other side, over here. And I thought this was it. But it's now taking on a little bit more time than what I would expect for a WXY. You expect Y to be of similar time. And you see that from this point, we have now eclipsed the max amount of time, which is right here. So the only way this is going to be bearish now in this wave count here is that this is going to be an A, B, and then an ending diagonal C. This will be like come like this, go, fall down like that. Sorry for all this mess here. I should probably go to the other chart because it's a little bit cleaner, I guess. I'll just mark this one up. So I'll mark this one up real quick. So I don't believe it's going to be a WXY anymore. It's taking too much time for a WXY, so we cannot label it as a WXY logically. If you label it as a WXY, you're not using rules. We're assuming it's gonna, I'm assuming it's, if this is going to surely come to the downside, which I believe it is, because this looks like 1 degree, this looks all 1 corrective degree, and then this should finish over here with this C wave, which then will finish this weird B wave with this A wave, and then finally one final move to the downside, which would be the actual buy we all want. So I counted, the way I count this was 5 waves, and therefore I'm looking for this on the other side. I at first thought this had a high chance of being 1 through 5, but then we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pivots, and therefore that's not 5 waves, so it's not of the same degree. So I'm thinking this is internal, and we're gonna get this. Now, like I said, initially I thought it was gonna be a YXY, but this has taken too much time. So the only way that this is gonna be a valid move to the downside if it comes in the form of an ABC, where C takes on the most time, and I think A and B. Oh, I meant B and C mimic each other in time. So we're taking, and this works. Notice how this works in terms of time. So the time we expect is here. Max deviation is this dotted line here. Absolute max, but I don't like trading off that. So by looking at this fits. Time works in this. Time works in this. So I like this. I like this idea. The best way to trade this in terms of validity is, like, you know, getting into the most valid aspect is you get short highs and stuff like that, but you never know. You're just guessing on the top. The easiest way is just draw this trend line. Ignore this wick for now. Draw this trend line there. As soon as this trend line breaks from this low here to that here, and then rejects it, that's your high signal that this is actually going to come to this downside here. And I'm really wanting, for some reason, I'm like, this order block right here, and especially this one, hasn't been tested. It's been tested 1 time. We came into it, came up, came into it, moved up, and then since then, we just have not touched it. So I'm thinking price wants to come down here and just touch this little order block and then get a pretty massive move to the upside. Anyways, that's essentially it for the high time frame analysis on Bitcoin. In my opinion, if we move, not in my opinion, if we move over this level here, that's completely invalidated, because then it retraces all of this 5-wave impulse, and that is not conclusive of what you look for in a valid 5-wave impulse, or even an ABC, the ABC we want here. So that's our hard evaluation point of this idea. So if price happens to get over 94.60, then I have to scrap this idea and look for something else. I have an idea of I have a secondary idea, but I'm not going to propose it here because it's just going to take too much time. I'm just going to propose y'all my initial primary thesis. Zooming in one more time, let's go into even deeper. Okay. Where is that? One of these charts, this is the one. I don't think it's going to get that high. Because like I said, I think this is going to be a validation point right there. That high right there is a validation point. That red. And I think it's going to end up being a diagonal here, like I stated previously. In my opinion, if you cannot understand where the market is going in your market, you don't understand where it's going to go. So you don't look for other markets to help guide you. Just if you can't understand it, walk away. Come back to when it makes sense. Don't look for that shit. It's I don't know. I don't like doing that. Don't like doing that. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Me and my team shorted this move here. We ended up shorting that again. And then I ended up shorting this move here, which ended up being a loss, obviously. And at that point, once this once this move took me out for a loss, I totally scrapped my idea because I don't know if you saw my tweet yesterday, but I had this where this was a 1, 2, and it's going to come down 3, 4, 5. Well, I didn't have it. So I was wrong. That's my fault for assuming that the pattern was completed before we had valid confirmation of it. That's my fault. So as of right now, I'm thinking that this move here is going to be this weird C wave here. Like this. Boom, boom, boom. And then at that point, this will complete this weird flat wave 2 here. Like so. Delete this for now. Again, it's not a Y anymore. It's an ABC because it's taking too much time for a Y. Has to be an ABC or something completely different. It's not a Y. Delete that. Delete that. Okay. We don't need this. We don't need that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Also delete that. Delete that. Delete that. The reason I'm deleting those is because those were price extensions based on what this structure was when I previously studied it, but it's no longer that. Therefore, it has to be something else. Let's be green. Sorry, I like having my degrees correct, or else you're not doing it correctly. You're not doing your work. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, it's just not what I do. In my opinion, if I can't understand what my market is doing, then I shouldn't take the trade. I should just wait it out until it's more clear. So I had an idea that I wanted this to pop up. I was going to short that pop into this downward move because this low didn't retrace enough in order to be this wave 2, and I did so in too quick of a time. So I knew that no matter what, we're gonna I didn't know, but I had a high certainty that we're gonna break this low. But it's looking like we're just going to go right into it. So I'm going to be very curious on a potential buy setup in this little area here. I want to see some confirmation using lower time frame indicators like 7-minute RSI, 13-minute RSI, and possibly 13-minute Chevy or 7-minute Chevy. But this is my idea for now. On this current thing, this is going to be a weird. This was a diagonal, very valid diagonal. Easy short. I shorted that, but ended up closing right here because I thought we were going to have this little up move and I wanted to reshort, but I don't know if it's going to happen anymore. And I'm not willing to chase this short from here to there. It's not worth it. If it drops there, then it gives us our potential buy setup. Okay. Invalid if we go below 9,180. Anything below 9,100, yeah, 9,180. If we go below 9,180, this idea is invalid. I would not like us to get that low. In my opinion, I want us to stay at 9,200 or above. Okay. The time we're looking for this low to be made is between this box and this box. We're making a low point here now within a time we look for, but we have not retraced enough. In order to be a valid Elliott wave impulse, your wave 2 must retrace at least 38%. If it does not do that, then it's not a valid impulse. It's probably a WXY or an ABC. Okay? So, this is my idea for Bitcoin, my low time frames. You saw my high time frame Bitcoin is going ETH. Whoa. Wrong chart. Okay. ETH. So ETH is very interesting as well in terms of, exactly what it's doing. I initially had this as a B, and a C, and this is 1, 2. I'm about to be a massive C wave. But I have also, when I was studying this previously before we started the stream, something was brought to my attention in regards to structure, and this looks like it could possibly be like a weird diagonal 5-wave structure. So if we could go A, B, C and hold this low, and then come back to that high at like 230, 237, So if you come down to 226, 225, they come back up and rebound to 237 to 38, then this idea is wrong, and I'll have to be bullish on ETH. With an expectation that this is going to at least at a bare minimum be an ABC, with a higher possibility of this being an actual 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? I'm not going to discuss the low time frame on ETH exactly because I don't know, since I don't really trade ETH on a low time frame like that, so I'm not going to talk about it. And plus, this is pretty valid right here, pretty good. Looking at this, ooh, nasty dump. Well, let's see what Bitcoin does. I'm very curious. Okay, so again, I'm not going to just be rushing into that long, but if we get some wicks into it, some hourly wicks into that, like I said, some divergence, then I'll be interested in it. Not going to just blindly long it though. So for ETH on the highest degree, again, I'm thinking this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or an ABC. It's looking like it wants the ABC, which makes a little bit more sense in regards to what I'm looking for Bitcoin to do. So ETH is less, I'm less confident on the exact level we're going to reach, but I'm pretty confident in the fact that no matter what, this low here at 233 is going to be violated, and we're most likely going to at least visit this high here at 232, if not come down into this box that I've labeled here between 228 to 223. Then from that point, you know, it's up to the gods to figure out where exactly it goes. If it breaks this level here, especially if it breaks 222, I'm 100% positive that we're actually in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is my initial idea being A, B, C. And that would be a buy. Okay. All right. So that's ETH. That's kind of like the mid time frame count. The higher time frame is very similar to Bitcoin in regards to we're just in some weird ass. It's a bullish phase, but it's corrective in its characteristics. So just like Bitcoin, I think once this low is made, it will come up and run high, and then that will be your actual sell point. And this box here was the initial box I drew to make a low point in to consider us having a buy setup. What was your Bitcoin top before it was going back down on that C? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. So, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. ETH. This little structure here makes me believe that Bitcoin is not going to make that 1 through 5 up. So, just be cautious of that. That's why I'm not going to really rush into that long, because I'm not very, very confident in that. Not exactly 100% confident in that. So I want to be proven first, all right? But this is ETH. In my opinion, we're going to at least visit 230s to 222-ish, 223-ish. And then from that point, we'll see, all right? So that was Bitcoin and ETH. And I said we're going to look at Link today. So we'll look at Link. Can someone tell me where to find the longest time chart on Link? I forgot. Was it Gemini? No, it's not Gemini. Who the fuck has Link that? It's like an old chart. Like a really old chart. Oh, do you want Link USD or Link Bitcoin? That's also a thing. Hobobi, right? Hobobi has the longest chart, yeah. You don't want to. That's crazy. So right off the bat, the way I will label this is like this for Link Bitcoin. And don't worry, James. We'll talk about Bitcoin that Bitcoin C wave, but I don't know what you're talking about. I will ask you right now. Just be patient. This is like a weird triangle that formed right here. Okay. Boom. What was crazy is that I was trying to find it, but a long time ago I was charting Link, and at first I only had a chart where it gave me this much data, and I had this being a new breaker to the low side. But then someone in that stream was like, "Yo, there's Hobobi has the longest time frame chart." Then I saw this. It was like right here. And I was like, damn, that's like a fucking flat, bro. I was like, dude, it's probably going to go up. And then what happens? It fucking goes up. I'm going to try to find that. It's in one of my live streams, but I had this idea of this happening. And I didn't trade it. Well, first of all, my exchange doesn't have Link, so that's one reason why I didn't trade it. But kind of upset because it was very, very obvious. So obvious. Oh, well. This volume is pretty good, but it's less volume. That's not really bearish, though, because they're in different aspects. This is a down move. This is an up move. Hey, Bobby. It's Hibobi. So, one thing... So, see, the only problem with this analysis is that you're just guessing on the top. We can only assume what this flat is. This is a good chart. In my opinion, it's a good enough chart. So in my opinion, Link's not done for sure. I want Link to at least hit 11 to 14 bucks before I could assume this is done. We can retrace a little bit like this, but I won't assume an actual top until that. Why? It's because that's the minimum requirement for any LOA pattern. And I'm assuming this is going to be either an ABC or WXY or a 1 through 5. If it's a 1 through 5, then Link is literally going to hit like 40 bucks or some shit. Something crazy. For some reason, I'm thinking it's going to be corrective at first. So, very keen on that $11 to $14 range. Until then... a lot of noise is going to happen, so don't get washed. This looks like all one move, a flat right there, then 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to have a consolidation pattern here of this degree. So let's get douche, consolidation, and then boom, and that should get us there. And this is going to be, this looks like an A, B, this looks like an A for running flat B, C. So that's my idea on Link. Invalid if we start trading below $6.50. I would not like us below $6.80 though. That level. Okay. Also, let's just check some other things. I want to see some things too. Let's see how well certain things would have caught in on display. It's very curious. And my golden child did his job. So you got a sell signal, which is valid, or all these red candles, but it went pink, and at that point you cannot hold that short. You got a buy signal, and it was cayenne, so you hold that long. It turned teal here, went back to cayenne, back to teal here, which you would have got out, back to cayenne, which it did its job. So very proud of that. I was just looking at that. Another thing I was looking at is this right here. Look how clean that was. We got 5 day. Look at the 5 day was even better right there. We didn't get a buy on that though. Okay, Moving on. So that was Link. Let's go back to Bitcoin because I had a question about Bitcoin at C-Wave or something like that, and I don't really know what the hell. Was it Thomas? James. So James, what were you talking about? If you could let me know what you're talking about, then I could better... Oh, okay, this C-Wave. This C-Wave. I'm going to look for a 1-to-1 of A at first, which is... So my opinion is going to be anywhere within this range here. From this box top to this box low right here. That's where I'm going to look for a top. I wouldn't short here though, because this area has been tested many times. So I believe if we do go up, we're going to clear these highs to take their stops out, and then come back to the low side. I like this order block right here. Makes the most sense to me, but if I were to place an order, it'd be right there. Okay, so I think that's what your question was referring to. So let's go to Forex. And then I said, well, we might discuss like SPX or something. I think we should. We're only going to discuss USD CAD and USD CAD, GPD, USD, and Euro USD, because those are the only three I've been trading. I haven't traded this in a while, but in my opinion, this is A. This is A of 1 degree, so it's going to come up like this. What I'm going to be watching for is this. I'm going to watch this come up, reject this high, right here, equal highs. Come down, take these stops. I'll be betting on this order block holding right here. And then this will create a big ass A, B, C, which would attack the original order block I've been aiming for this entire time. Right there. Okay. So my entire idea for USD CAD is this. WXY, which is, this has been my count since down here. Which was like in 2018, something like that. I was like 2018 when I proposed this count. Anyways. It's going to be a YXY, A, B, C, big ass X, A, probably a B in here, which is what we're in right now. We're in B wave, which is going to be pretty difficult to really trade if you're a novice Elliott wave trader. But there's going to be some opportunities in here. I believe after this C wave's done, it's going to do some weird choppy corrective shit like this. And then that will be your better buy. As soon as this trend line right there breaks, goes boom, boom, retest that, enter there, stop there, targeting right here. And then you flip short again. Before the C wave. What do you mean before the C wave? What is the top you think we could see before the C wave? Okay. Oh yeah. There's a lag in the. There's a lag. There's a lag between your text and my what I could see. So when you type it, it's coming in late. So I'm sorry. Let's go back to Forex. Euro USD. Wow, what That's messy. Really messy. This sell signal was a sell setup was really good though. Hit our order block we were looking for and rejected it. Now the question is, in my opinion, it's going to do this. At a bare minimum, Euro USD is going to go like this. And watch there to hold. If we break this low here, expect more lows. We'll see. This is a really good sell setup in my opinion. Let's look at indicators real quick. Where's my Stoke? What the hell's... What's 60 times 5? 300? Okay. It's a good... I like this at a sell setup. Why? We got 5 hours stochastic coming up into the bearish zone. Divergence on RSI. Look at daily. Ooh, look at daily. Barely trying to get over that, but I think it's gonna reject that slow line. Let's look at daily RSI as well. Stochastic. And not perfect, but we don't really care about that for the type of trade we take. Let's look at the hourly now. To me, this is a really good sell setup. We can allow like one more high. But this all looks corrective. Yeah, I like this as a sell setup. This is a really good short setup. I might even take this like right now, but I would have to log into my account, so I can't do that right now. But I would really want to. This looks really good. Oh, that's wacko. Not that high. Right there. Target this order block right there. We get that one, and then this sucker right there. You got a 4R risk reward ratio on the short setup right there. In my opinion, it's a really good setup because, like I said, stochastic and got divergence. Hourly looks same thing. Nasty divergences. We got 0, we got 1, we got 2. X is right here. So if we can break this pivot right there, we have a high chance of this being true. So let's pivot right there. Or if this pivot right here gets broken, we have a high chance this sell setup is really valid. Okay. So if that low at 1.13877 breaks, this is probably really valid. GBP USD. Oof. So we didn't quite get to where I wanted it to, but this was pretty damn good. Into this area, how all these reversed, but then we came right into this order block and then reversed again. So I was going like, this is crazy. Crazy. I'm gonna do this. I'm not going to trade this one because I need to see more price action develop to really confirm anything. I'm thinking this is one move here. So it's A, and then now we're in B here, and then we're going to come up C over there. This is A, B, C, C, and then this is your actual buy. Sweep that low. But I'm not very confident with that. This is just because the structure doesn't really scream out at me, so I'm not gonna necessarily trade it until I get very valid reason. These look okay for a run up here. 5 days holding that line. 5 hour has some pretty nasty hidden divergences. So this has a very valid chance of this being this A, BC I'm depicting here. Not going to trade it though. Not 100% confident in this. This is a good, you know, entry signal, but we missed it. We missed that entry signal, so I don't like that setup anymore. Let's look at 300 again. Ooh, look at this. The 5 hours completely bottomed out. So this is, in my opinion, this is like the 1-2 punch to Elliott wave trading when you get these two signals. If you get the hidden divergences plus your stochastic reset and you have your idea in this aspect going up, then it's most likely going to go up. But what I want to watch in the hourly is I want the hourly to come down and test that slow line there. If we can do that, I'll buy and then target new highs. So watch this level here, come back, retest that, which will probably retest that slow line, and then that'll be a buy setup. And that will be a really good R to R because you set your stop at this low here, and you target this high here. So you buy probably right there, stop right there, and you target that high there. 5.0 risk to reward ratio. But your ultimate target being a little bit higher, like right here. That order block right there. That guy right there. Should probably zoom in on that to get a better order block, but right here. Yep. So I like that setup. If we could come and retest that hourly hourly RSI and hold that as support, the slow line, then this has a really high chance of being true. Let's look at Chevy real quick. Chevy works so well in Forex, it's fucking hilarious. Got a buy signal here. Sal, which ended up being a loss, which this would have been a little win here if we would have got out at a good time. Sal ended up being a win. We're currently in a buy here. So Chevy's also agreeing with us that it's a buy signal. Look at the 5 hour. 5 hour has a short though, but it's a green short. Notice how we're cayenne and teal still, so it's not a valid short. Same how these were buy, but it was still yellow. It wasn't a valid buy. But this is a valid buy here. Why? We've got a buy signal. We're above the daily open, and we're in cayenne. It's very valid. And we have a reset 5 hour, and probably a reset 60. Ooh, 60 is high. So the 60 is too high for us to attempt this. Yes, we got a buy signal. Yes, we're cayenne, but this is screaming for a reset. Sure, it can run up like that, but you can't assume that. You can never assume that. You can assume a reset though. You can't assume a flat because that happens so rarely. So if it's just come down and reset at least to 0.5, that'll be good enough for me to look for an entry. If it comes all the way down and just consolidates sideways like that, that's a really good entry point. That'll be our optimal trade entry right there. Okay. Okay, so did we talk about everything already? I think so, huh? I think so. Also, right here, we got X pivot right here. If we could just hold this X pivot on retrace, we're golden. Right here, boom. That's X pivot right there. So I like placing my stop underneath X pivots, so you don't have to go all the way to that low, because that's kind of far, in my opinion, from an entry. That's too far for me. I like it here. Be patient with it though. Don't rush it. Wait for the hourly to reset. Enter. This was a bag win right here. I called this here like, dude, this is a fucking flat. Short this bitch. All the way down to our target. Now what? And also, I proposed this happening here too, but I didn't trade that, which I was very pissed off about. I did trade this short though. I did, however, close it right here. I saw this massive pump. Like, oh shit. Came down here, like, not again. Closed it here, that happened. And yeah. I don't know. If a lot of developers have abandoned it, that's not good. So if you're like a long-term bag holder on that, I wouldn't necessarily be bullish on it, because if you're hearing people abandon and leave a coin, it's not. It must be something wrong with it. Something's going on. I wouldn't trust it. That's for sure. Would I trade it? Yes, I would trade it all day long. But would I trust it? No. Can you make money in Litecoin? Yes. But you have to time yourself. You can't just buy it and hope for it to go to all-time highs again. Because if developers and people are leaving and shunning the project, that's not good. And plus, there's not really a use case for Litecoin. It really isn't. It doesn't do anything. So, I don't like Litecoin for the long-term types of holds or anything like that. But I'll be happy to be wrong. I hate to call negative things on certain projects and stuff like that. But if you're saying it's true, that's not good. It's not good. And you haven't really seen Litecoin do anything, really. Also, this looks like a pretty good ABC here. I wonder if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Very interesting. We'll look at SPX tonight, and then we'll get out of here. Okay? So I like to study the higher time frame so I could get a grip of what the fuck could possibly be happening. Okay. I'm thinking this is corrective. It looks like it wants one more high, so I wouldn't be shorting this area, but I'll be definitely looking for a sell setup. This looks like a flat I just completed. And we tapped this pivot. Not in less time complexity, but we did tap it, which is not good. So at a bare minimum, what up, Modern Picasso? At a bare minimum, I'm thinking liquidity down here. This will cause a bounce for sure. I don't think this will happen. I think that this might be done here. And we come back one lower. I'm thinking if this was a flat here. This is A or W. This is X. This is gonna be Y, A, B, C. Bounce somewhere in there. That's not my initial bounce area, which it bounced from it, but then it did all this weird shit. But that probably, I don't know. Because this also could be a 1 through 5. Which it still works. It still works. I lied. It still works. Let's check it one last thing. Yep, it works. So that could work still. Probably that won't be a flat though. This will just be X. W. X. Y. See if time makes sense. Sorry for the mess on the drawing. It does work. You'd expect it to be landing there. Make a low point in there. Delete this real quick. Delete this real quick. I think this happens though. This complex shit right here. Because it makes the most sense with time. We need to find a low point here. If we just break low, we will make a low point too quickly. So I'm thinking of this for... We have like a weird ABC here. Come up into that B, this order block right here. Reject it. Come down. Search this one. Buy. Come up. Chase that high. Test it. Probably wick it. Come back to the low side. For a big A, B, and C. And then that C will drop right into our zone of interest in both time and price. For this B wave in, right here in green. Okay, that's GPD, that's JG or GJ, whatever you want to call it. All right. Let's see how my traditional market's poised. Wow. So this is damn near perfect. I said this is probably a top. Didn't short it that way though. Didn't play it that way. I know there's a cleaner chart somewhere out there. I think it's this chart. Like it's easier to interpret. Yeah, yep. That's impressive. My structural instinct wants me to say this is going to be like this. I like that actually a lot. A. Yep. Makes sense to me. I like this. If we clear this high though. Yeah, I like this a lot. This makes the most sense to me. I don't really know how to label this. I just know it looks corrective. Can't be a diagonal because this low is too low. Yeah, gotta be patient. Patient. 5 hour. Oh, that's a 240. Let's look at the 300. Ooh, see, look at that. That's good right there. That's what we want to see. 240 is also. The daily's low though, but we don't really care about the daily like that. Care about the hourly, the 15-minute, hourly, and the 5 hours. The most important stochastic levels. And look at that. 60 is high. That 5 hours high. The 15-minute will obviously, it'll probably be high now. I think it'll be high. Very strong sell signal based on this. But I would be willing to just be patient, let price come and chase this order block right here. And that will be your entry. Set your stop just above. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out. You can't be mad at that. That's a logical setup. You're betting on this order block holding. It has not been retested. This order block right here. Another valid order block is the one right behind it, which is probably the one that's probably going to be more important. This one right here. So I'm actually going to delete this one. This one's your more important one. That one also will hold value, but in my opinion, that's your big kahuna. Because all institutional money, they feel, well, technically, both of them would hold weight because that's where These two candles where institutional money filled their orders. But this is the idea. My initial idea that was this is an ABC seemed to be true, and I had this coming down and coming up. Not this high though. Coming down, coming sideways, coming down again. But it looks like we're going up higher, so I'm expecting this to hold under retracement about this level. Right there. You aim for a 1-to-1 to 618 to 1-to-1. I think a 1-to-1 will be probably the max we'll get. But I would not be surprised if we land right here in reverse. So be mindful of that as well. You never know when it comes to the stocks, because the Fed could just print $1 trillion. Next thing you know, you're fucked on your idea. Right? Alright. So, with that, my friends, family, people, I think we're done. Unless you have any further concerns or questions for me to answer, I think our time to wrap it up is about now. I want to also study this with... Look how well this stupid indicator works. It's so stupid, but it works so well. So funny how well it works. Here we are. So that's valid. That was valid as well. It's fly. It's good. You would have got out here though, because they went bullishly neutral right here in those teal, but you would have got back in on that candle. Set your stop there. Short would have been a short until this candle formed. Wait, the yellow candle formed, but you would have got stopped out on that bullish candle there. Possibly would have went short on this yellow candle here, but would have got stopped out here. Then went flipped bullishly here, which we should have had a buy signal right here. So I don't know why that buy signal didn't pop up. This looks like it wants one more high though. That bare minimum. One more pop up, and then we'll see what happens. Alright, so again, this is your last chance to ask me any further questions, or if you want me to cover a chart, I'll be happy to cover it before we get out of here. But if I do not get any questions or requests in the next 5 minutes, I will wrap it up. In the meantime, I will start playing our good old tunes in the background, and I'll just go on to Bitcoin chart, and we'll just dabby up that until we get out of here. All right. So thank you all for tuning in. You could make sure to follow, like, subscribe, drop a comment in the comment section. Shout me out on Twitter, etc., etc. It's all love, baby. It's all love. It's all fucking love. Ooh, you dirty. Nah. Patience. So, I will probably long this if we can break this trend line here. Because to me, that's enough evidence that this has a high chance of being true. So, we dipped low enough for me to say we can move up. That was the level I was looking for. We're close to it. That's close enough for me to assume that. Look at stochastic on the 50-minute. By the way, this 13-minute is my favorite time for any trade. 15 minutes low. That was a valid buy signal. It's just we are just too busy with y'all. Oh well. I did take a look at Link USD, my friend. So just go back in the. I'm also gonna add it here. So just for you, real quick. I'm pretty damn certain we're gonna hit $11 to $14 with Link. It's just figuring out if it's gonna go any higher. In my opinion, we're in a weird ABC. What makes me very upset, like I said, I'm going to look for this chart, but I promise, like I had this as a flat and us moving up. It was like 2 months ago. Whatever, someone asked me to chart Link, and it was when I was charting Tezos. It was when I was charting Tezos. They're like, "Can you take a look at Link?" You're like, "Oh, like sure." And I looked at Link, but I looked at this chart right here. I looked at this chart, and And at this point, all I had was this data. Ooh, so that happened in March. So I'm gonna look at all my March videos. And I was like, well, if this is all data I got, this looks bearish as shit. Because here's a flat that just finished. You know, here's a flat that just finished, and we just broke that pivot in less time and complexity. This is gonna go like this. But then someone's like, yo, dude, there's a chart with more information, which is this one right here. And at that point, I saw this, like, man, that looks like a fucking flat. I don't know why it's there, but it looks like a flat. But I'm salty that happened. It's very salty. I'm gonna look for that chart though, because I remember it so vividly, like so vividly. I remember it charting up the wrong chart, and then someone's like, yo, dude, why are you charting that chart? There's one with more information. They're like, there's one with more information. I looked at it, I was like, dang, I'll chart it for you. But I didn't trade it because my exchange doesn't have links, so I never traded it, unfortunately. Oh well, I don't give a shit. There's money to be made. That's crazy though. 500% increase from that point. Damn. That's literally insane. It doesn't look like a lot, but it is a lot. Like it doesn't, like on a chart, it does not look like a lot. But that's a lot. That's crazy. Something that's also concerning is with Link is. Ooh. Nope, hold on. Oh. This looks complete as shit. This looks really complete. That's why I'm like, I'll be very. I wouldn't buy. I wouldn't buy now. You know, if I was here asking, I wouldn't buy. But if you're holding a position from lower, move your stops up and set aim for $11. And if you're lucky, set one order to close all of it out at 14. But don't. I say keep 10 to 20% in, but don't be a bag holder. Don't be a permanent bag holder. Find a way to exit and get some money on your table. All right. Don't leave. Take some money off the table. Don't leave it on their table for the whales to take your money. This one position it's not going to make you rich. It's going to make you a lot of money, or it could make you a lot of money, but it won't make you rich. So just don't be the bag holder. So this is like A, a B, and a C. It looks really complete. So just be very aware. Probably contracting flat like that. This is the leading diagonal, it looks like right here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. One more up. This next up, I'll be very wanting to sell Link. I have no idea what Link's gonna do on a higher degree. Like, it's a new coin, so it's only speculation at this point. We can't. There's not really much to go off of. Just because I have this as a depicted ABC, this can develop into something completely different, and this can just end up being an impulse where it's like a because we don't know what happened here, right? We don't know what happened here, so you can only assume. This is ABC. It could be a 1, 2, and this is now a massive 3. But again, you can only assume. If you have solid fundamental analysis that backs that idea, hold on to it. I don't do any FA, so I have no idea what the hell a Link even does or what it is. I just know it's a cryptocurrency. It's all I know. And so the way I'm a very technical trader, and I see these technicals screaming at me that you don't want to be holding this. But if you have a very fundamental reason, a sound reason to hold on to it, hold on to it. I wouldn't shunning for that. Anyways. anyways. I talked for the last 5 minutes, and I didn't really see any other questions or concerns come out to me besides Eugene asked me about Link USDT. I already covered Link, but I decided to go ahead and just reiterate all my current thought process, all my ideas on Link. So with that, my friends, my family, I think our time has come. So with that, thank you for all for tuning in. I know it's been a long time. I promise though. I promise you. We're gonna get back on our grind. We're gonna keep putting in work. So make sure to tune in. And have your notifications on for when I go live, because I do not always post them to Twitter. I don't always post to Twitter. I post to Twitter about half the time. The other half, I just go live. All right? So if you want to make sure you're always tuning in, put your notifications on for when your boy, Satoshi Heavy, a.k.a. freaking Supreme Crypto. By the way, also, I think I'm going to change my YouTube page to be the Elevate Trading's YouTube page, because I have 900 followers on, on this account, and I would hate to have to restart from the get-go with Elevate. So I think I might just sacrifice this page and just change it to an Elevate page. But this will still be my main Chango, and I'll be the main guy posting here and going live. But we have plans to unroll like educational videos, material on YouTube, so it could be, for public access. So if you see my name change to Elevate Trading, don't be alarmed. It's still me, your boy Satoshi Heavy. It's just taking on a new phase, all right? So with that, thank you all for tuning in. You can catch me this coming up Thursday. Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, you can catch me this coming up Thursday at about the same time, 8 to 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. We'll go for about an hour. That Thursday, we will not talk about any high time frame analysis of any of the charts we discussed today. It'll only be low time frames, but we will discuss every single chart we did today. So make sure to tune in then. If that's not your forte, your low time frames, and you're a high time frame swing trader, catch me Sunday. I got you on Sunday, all right? So thank you all. Make sure everybody go and stay safe. Don't be disregarding your health officials. I know this corona shit's stupid, but gotta respect it, man. So stay safe, my friends. Until next time, it's been a pleasure. Make sure to drop a comment, hit the like, hit the thumbs up, give me a shout out on Twitter. I'll always answer them. All right. God bless y'all. Peace out.
I can hear it in the silence, in a world that's divided. Ooh, 'cause I can't live without you, and I'd die if I had to. It's taking me over, like rain in the sun. Son, I don't understand it, but what's done is done. So I run to you when the tears won't stop, nothing else to do when I'm falling in love, falling in love. It's taking me over, and my war is won.
is on the road.
Give way to control.
Go around it 1,000 times. I'm going on too tight. Let it go and feel